You don't want to fight Pacquiao in the first place. Hey there, it's another edition of Coffee with the Goose. I am the Goose. So glad you joined me again, and we've got some more great information for you. And of course, a lot of it has to do with the upcoming fight between Pacquiao and Spence. And I'm so excited. So excited I have to have a little more coffee. My coffee, as you know, very strong like my opinion, and got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like you know. All right. What's on the line for this fight? Oh, by the way, it is a championship fight. Manny Pacquiao of the Philippines against Errol Spence Jr. of the Dallas area. Both great champions. Spence is 27-0 with 21 KOs. Pacquiao, of course, 62-7 with 2 draws and 39 knockouts. Wow. We're so excited, and it's coming up August 21st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, and we will be there. I might even go to LA to catch a little bit of Pacquiao's training before the fight, so stick with us. We've got lots of great information for you. What is at stake during this fight? Okay, yes, bragging rights, yes, money, yes, championship belts, all that's at stake. But it's legacy. That's what's more important. What do people remember you for? You want, and all of us want to be remembered in a positive light, right? And this is no different. So let's look at their current legacy and how that will change with a victory for either of these two guys. Manny Pacquiao, of course, one of the greatest boxers of all time. I can confidently say he's the greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time. Mainly because he's won championships in 8 different weight divisions. Nobody's ever done that. He's won titles in 5 lineal divisions. No one's ever done that. He's won titles in 4 different decades. Unreal. He's 42 years old, and he's a champion in recess or some such nonsense. He won a title 2 years ago, beating Keith Thurman. There are many reasons to back up my claim that he's one of the greatest fighters ever. And I know Floyd Mayweather fans will say, no, Floyd is. Okay, I respect your opinion. They did fight and Floyd beat him, and I'm not going to get into details, not going to make excuses, none of that, okay? But I'm going to throw a little riddle, if you will. Okay, so Floyd beat Pacquiao. That means he's greater than Pacquiao, right? Okay, well, George Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali, but Foreman beat Joe Frazier and Norton as well, and both of those guys beat Ali. So you see what I mean? There are many different ways to look at this. Pacquiao wanted a rematch after that loss to Floyd, and the fight was closer than a lot of people think. But Floyd, who was a smart cookie, did not want a rematch. He didn't want to go there. Pacquiao has fought several rematches in his career, 8 of them, as a matter of fact, and he's 7-1 in rematches. He's 2-1 with a draw against Juan Manuel Marquez, and the last fight, of course, was the victory for Marquez. He's won 2 rematches against Eric Morales, 2 rematches against Tim Bradley, and 1 against Barrera. So you don't want to fight Pacquiao in the first place. It's quite a task, but to fight him at a rematch, my thoughts are with you, my prayers are with you, because you're fighting a great champion and a very smart fighter with a smart team behind him. So if he wins, he's already cemented his legacy. He's one of the greatest fighters ever. There are those who say, and it's hard to argue with this, that he is the greatest fighter ever. And he just beat an undefeated champion, and he's about to fight another undefeated champion at the age of 42. If he wins against Spence, then will you call him the greatest fighter ever? Hard to argue against that. He's done things that nobody else has, and I won't even talk about his generosity. With the millions of dollars he's made, he's helped so many people. He's a senator. He spreads the gospel, the good truth, the truth and the good news of Jesus Christ. And he's a family man. Pacquiao's, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. But if he wins against Errol Spence Jr. in August, that's another level. He's already at a level very few people have been to, but he's way off. No one's ever gone close to that. So what about Errol Spence Jr.? He's already cemented his legacy as a great fighter. And, there's lots of undefeated fighters. There's lots of champions. But Spence has a great resume. And now you can't say that about many other fighters, at least at the welterweight division. He's 27-0, like I said. He's beat some big names, Kell Brook, Lamont Peterson, Carlos Ocampo, Mikey Garcia, who was undefeated at the time, by the way, even though he was not doesn't have a lengthy career at welterweight. He also beat Sean Porter, which is he earned my respect with the win over Sean Porter. In his last fight, he defeated Danny Garcia. Now, that was his first fight after that horrific car accident. Remember, that happened after the Porter fight. He was ejected from driving drunk with no seatbelts on in a convertible. Whoa, there's a brilliant move. And going a gazillion miles an hour. Was it a Maserati? I think so. Flipped it over. Well, it was a very expensive car. Flipped it over, and he went flying and somehow survived. There's a tough guy. Didn't even break any bones. He got some facial damage, some broken teeth, I believe, but he survived and went on to defeat a former champion in Danny Garcia. Errol Spence Jr. is to be respected. He's not one of these fools who beats up women, is a racist, and you can fill in the blank with who that is. In the boxing world, I'm not going to do that. I respect Errol Spence Jr. He's a great champion. He respects Manny Pacquiao. He's a, and you got to do that in the boxing world. I'm aware of the, you want to raise the hype. You want to sell a lot of tickets, insulting your opponent. But Spence isn't doing that with Pacquiao. First of all, you don't do it. It doesn't work. Remember that last fight with Keith Thurman. But Spence knows. He knows. He's in very special territory, and he knows he's fighting an icon, a legend, a Hall of Famer, and he's got his work cut out for him. It's going to be a great fight on August 21st. If he beats Manny Pacquiao, he will be elevated to that level where very few people have been, and he'll have my undying admiration as a boxer. So. This fight is, again, about more than a belt and more than money and bragging rights. It's about a legacy. One of them already has it, and the other one is building a legacy. Errol Spence Jr., if he beats Manny Pacquiao, wow, there's a Hall of Fame career right there. I don't care how old Pacquiao is. If you beat him, that's quite a feat. Anyhow, it's coming up in August. We plan to be in Vegas for the entire week prior to the fight. My partner, my great producer, and this show would not happen without Jude. He's the man, and he and his wife will join me and my wife in Vegas. We're going to have a great time and do a ton of interviews, and I trust we'll talk to Manny Pacquiao as well. So stick with us. You guys know we bring you, we try and do it in an adult way. We like to have fun, but we're not going to act like fools here. We like to give you our opinion, but we try and back it up with some facts, right? Pacquiao and Spence in August in Vegas. Woohoo! Man, I'm so juiced for this fight. And we're going to have a lot more shows leading up to the fight. We're going to have predictions. We're going to have interviews. We're going to have the latest news. That's all here on Coffee with the Goose. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And we will talk to you again soon. Take care.
3, 2.
Hey, there you go. What better way to start a show? Thanks, Cooper. That's